Ladies and gentlemen, Forrest over here, and welcome back to another live stream. I know what I said last night. I was going to do some Alan Wake. I forgot what my hours were for today. I was at work from 12:30 to 9:30 p.m. Oh, had a lot of fun. Kind of a slow. It was more or less a slow day up until the end. For a reason that I won't go into because I'm not sure how my business would take it if I said something about it. Um, but I will say this much: it was an eventful last half hour, I guess. I do have some McDonald's here, just to drink. I ate before I did this. So I figured, why not talk about a few things that caught my eye so much today while I was at work. And I apologize. That is my. I have a box right here, right here, right here. I have a box of my PlayStation 2, PS3, and whatever physical copy of a game of PS4 games that I have right there on that in this box behind me. So this is just a chill stream. For those who don't know what this is a chill stream where we're just talking, having a little bit of fun times at least. I don't know. I usually don't plan these out. I just just talk and try to have a lot of fun with them, regardless of if anybody shows up or not. Because I still have to try to have a little bit of fun, even if it's basically just me talking to myself. But yeah. So I was looking. Hey Zelda, how you doing tonight? So I was actually the first thing I want to talk about was a story that I seen earlier today. And so what happened was there was a bar in Texas, I believe. Of course, everything's got to happen in Texas, right? But what happened was that hey, Trader Mystic, how you guys doing tonight? So what happened was I read about this one bar in Texas, I think it was, and because a number of people are into the Christmas spirit, they actually did this one rule. They put a. I'm doing good, by the way, Trader Mystic. Thank you for asking. Um, they did this thing where they typed out something on a piece of paper, printed it out, and taped and just put it on the jukebox. The paper said, anybody. Oh, just finished a Fortnite stream and rated as he. Oh, nice. Yeah, I know she's playing some Fortnite. Or not Fortnite. I meant to say Fall Guys, not Fortnite. The only way I could see her playing Fortnite is if somebody requested that as their T5. Because with Pokemon Violet coming out recently, uh, I expect a good part of her time might be sent to that game. I've seen a few people actually stream that game, and I'm going to talk about that game as well as another game that I've been playing recently um, as well. But I wanted to talk about this story first. I can't believe I said Fortnite. I was on a stream earlier and I say Fortnite. What the heck? Someone will be like, I'll be right back. Hey, tell you, Forrest doing a thing. No, you couldn't really say that though, because, that'd be promoting other people. But I could see somebody trying to spin that in a way where he's like, man, Forrest mistakenly said you was playing Fortnite, not Fall Guys. What the heck? Anyway. But anyway, the story that I'm trying to say. So they put a note on the jukebox and they basically said, no playing Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas before December 1st. And if it is tried to be played, it will be skipped. Alright? And they even went so far as to say that they would they would only allow it to be played one time per night, starting December 1st. Which I found really hilarious. But a lot of people apparently were we're either flipping out about it or we're just having a little bit of fun with it, right? But for those that were flipping out about it, my thought was, you guys got your own, everybody's got their own personal playlist. I mean, I got my own personal playlist, and that's always part of it. Even though I don't really care too much about it as much as I used to when I put it on there. But even still, people have their own playlists, and it's not like they can't, oh, I don't know, just play it in their own vehicles. Even if, like, if the bar says something, fine, whatever. It's the bar. I'm not going to flip out about it. Because it's not like I can't go into my vehicle or just put on my phone and listen to the song on my own time and listen to it for a good amount of time. Whatever. I personally don't care what anybody does with their playlist. Like, if you like certain music, fine, whatever. That's just how it is. But I will say, speaking of music, I won't spoil the trailer in question here because this is part of Pokemon Violet. And I've said this before, and I even told Azalea about this particular trailer. I didn't, well, I didn't say specifics what it was, but long story short, there's a trailer in this game that looks like a cowboy, and it even says the musician. And I think you guys can understand why I was thinking of Azalea, like, instantly. That's like how there was a Pokemon in this game. I won't spoil it. Unless you guys want to watch the last 2 episodes of it, Violet. Where there's a Pokemon that reminds me of another VTuber that Azalea has raided before a few times. It goes by the name of Mino Miyako. And there's a particular reason for that, too. You guys will just have to figure that out. But yeah, so many things about that game kind of have me thinking of other people. And yes, I did see a number of other people play the game. I've seen Grande took, I think it was like 6 streams for him to get through the full game. Now he's doing the post-game stuff. I am currently, I would say, probably around the halfway mark of the game, because I have a to-do list. I actually made it up. I went to Cerebi.net and I looked at all the trainers, all the missions that were involved in it. But I mainly looked at the level of each mission, and I determined what I was going to do based on the levels of the levels of the gyms, the raids, and the titans. I didn't really get a good look at what they had, but more at the levels. So I know what I'm going to be doing. That's why in my last Pokemon Violet stream, I said I was going to be doing 2 things. Because one involves a Team Star raid, and those things don't really take too long to do. Followed by something to go along behind it, but I actually forgot what it was, but thankfully I made the list, so I know what I'm doing. But yeah. Hey David, how you doing tonight? How you doing today? Let's see. What else was there to talk about? Yes, I think we should pay our respects, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. In between my last chill stream and this one, we lost 2 people involved in our childhoods. The first was Kevin Conroy. My dad watched Batman the Animated Series, but he never knew who voiced as Bruce Wayne and Batman in the animated series of that one, but he absolutely loved it, right? And then I told him that Kevin Conroy was who played as Batman in those series. So then I said, you know what, honestly, how Adam West was Batman for people of my dad's generation, Kevin Conroy was our Batman, for those who grew up with that version of Batman. There was the 2000s Batman cartoon that came on Kids WB, but I don't know if anybody outside of me and maybe a few good number of people Remember that. And then a couple of days ago, we lost Jason David Frank, the man who played as Tommy Oliver in the Power Rangers series. He played as Tommy Oliver in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as well as Power Rangers Zeo, and a good part of Turbo. And he reprised his role some years later in Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Yeah. And then he would do a few special appearances in Power Rangers after that, before his death. I don't currently know how he died right now, but the fact that we've lost our childhood, the people that we grew up with, regardless of whether we actually seen them act or if they did voiceover roles, yeah, that's the whole thing. And I keep seeing these tribute videos on TikTok about people using that one particular scene in Power Rangers, where they have all 6 Rangers do their lines after Tommy Oliver joins the Rangers instead of going against them like Rita wanted him to, right? I've been seeing that more often than not here recently, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I understand why, but I'm just saying, right? So yeah, those are the two deaths that happened that hit hard. I know of Aaron Carter's death, but really the only song of his that I had was the song that he did with a female singer. I forget her name, but it was the theme song to Liberty's Kids. And then, of course, I did hear of like maybe one or two others of his songs, but I didn't really care too much for him. But this one I did, for obvious reasons. But he died at such a young age, it's crazy. It goes to show, as a cartoon, as The Amazing World of Gumball has taught me, always live your life to the fullest, because it can be very short, or it can either be very long or very short. And then I was thinking of an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation that had the quote from Patrick Stewart when he was as his character Jean-Luc Picard in an alternate reality with something. He says, "Seize the time. Make now always the most precious time. Now will never come again." And it's true. Both of those statements are very true. We don't know when our last days are. Religiously, the only person that would know what our last day on this planet Earth would be God. That's it. We, as human beings, will never know when our days end, or how they'll end, for that matter. I just realized I just made it a little bit depressing in here. So, let's talk. So, going from point A to point B to point C in relatively quick succession. Let's talk about 2 games that have come out. I want to talk specifically right now about Pokemon Violet, because I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the game, having their own personal opinions. I've seen that it's gained a mixed reception, at least a 77% rating on Metacritic from the professionals, and not really stellar reviews from users of Metacritic. And I've seen it on Twitter as well. Some people voice their opinions on Twitter as well, and that's where I've mainly been seeing it. The one thing that, see, personally for me, how this game's release went down reminded me so much of the release of WWE 2K20. The reason being is because regardless of the development of either game, regardless of those, what made Pokemon Violet remind me of WWE 2K20 was because both games came out, and it's been a couple of weeks, about a week actually. What am I saying? But anyway, so the game has been out for about a week, and everybody has voiced their opinions. Some say it's a great game. Some are saying it's a good game. Others are saying it's it could have been better. It's still a good game. It could have been better. And others are saying there's too many things wrong with this game. It's trash. Now, I'm going to go on record to say that right now, the game, outside of frame rate issues and occasionally the glitch of a Pokemon literally walking through your character as you're trying to do a Pokemon battle with another trainer, those are the only issues that I'm having with it glitch wise. I'm not dealing with anything else. It's never crashed on me. It's never taken too long with the loading times, because I've heard one person in particular that I watch on occasion that has said that it took about 2 minutes for it to load excuse me, an area of the game. Um, so yeah, um, personally, I have no qualms with the game. I don't really have an issue. If I'm being honest with you though, I would probably give it an 8.5 out of 10 right now, because I haven't really had too many issues with it compared to so many other people. But I'm not gonna act like, because just like how in WWE 2K20 I've had my issues of that game. I was a lucky one and didn't really have too many issues with either game, really. I swear. The only thing that I had with 2K20 was when they was doing the victory motion for the New Day, the game crashed in the middle of it. That was it. That was the worst thing that has happened to me of that game when it first came out. Um, so yeah. Uh, that's that's kind of funny, and that's kind of funny to me because the fact that I'm kind of lucky with that. I like Trigger Conroy. I just have my own share of luck. That's what it boils down to. Um, so I would probably give it an 8.5 out of 10, and the same would go with police simulator patrol officers. I've said this to another YouTuber who I was watching a little bit of while I was playing the game, in the middle of me playing the game. During the first few days, like the first 2 or 3 days of the game coming out, police simulator patrol officers, I can't speak. Um, it's it's a little bit repetitive, if I'm being honest with you. And I keep constantly crashing into vehicles because there have been times where the game will freeze a little bit. There have been times when the game would freeze when I first started playing it. I feel like it may have been patched now, but I haven't gotten into that game in recent times. But I'm gonna go back to it eventually here soon, relatively soon, because I honestly still like the game, but I feel like it could have been a better release of a game. Consider the fact that we have Firefighter Simulator. They have a firefighting simulation game coming out in December. Will I play that? I don't know. But right now I'm going to silly police officer, a police simulator for now. We'll see how that goes for me here on in. But I'm not hating on the game too much. I think it could have been better in its own way, but you know what? It didn't. It had its fair share of issues. Frame rate drops occasionally, just freezing for like a second or two, and then it'll play again. So yeah, I would say good game. Maybe recommend if you're wanting to try to play as a police officer. Otherwise, don't get it. Wait for it a little bit. Maybe wait for it to go on sale. I'd be surprised if it actually is on sale on Black Friday. Speaking of which, I'm actually curious about something here. But I'm gonna talk while I'm doing this. Um, yeah. So yeah. What else is there to talk? It's only 20 minutes in already. I'm like, what should I talk about now? Well, we could do a thing where if anybody ever had any questions, because I just reached 550 subscribers yesterday. I do want to point a few things out though. I was at Azalea's stream earlier, and I seen this one account. Most likely a bot or troll account, but I consider it an impersonation because it is impersonating another YouTuber. What happened was there was a person that popped up and oh wait, Sonic Frontiers is on sale for 30% off. Ooh. Yeah, I'm looking. The fact this game just came out and already is part of the Black or Cyber Monday deal. That is pretty cool, honestly. I think that'd be great for anybody that wants to get Sonic Frontiers. It's on sale on the Switch though. I don't know about it being on other systems, but yeah, on the Switch it's on sale. Um. Anyway. um. Oh hey, Luigi's Mansion 3. I've been wanting to get that game for a while, but that's 8 days and I just got paid. I won't get paid until by the time I get paid, the sale's going to be over for that one. Oh, dang it. Man, why are the sales going to happen after? Why is it all the games that I want to get are on sale after I get paid? And then I gotta wait another 2 weeks, and by the time I do, it's already done. The sale's already done. Anyway, I would say, because right now there's some games that I'd like to get. Ooh, Luigi's Mansion 3 and Luigi's Mansion 3 multiplayer pack. Why am I looking at these games when I could be talking about other things, right? Um, mm, hold on a second here. Is that just the game itself, or is it also including the other version? Because I got both versions there. Hmm. I don't think it's on sale, the other version. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I don't think it's on sale, but whatever. I already got the game, but it don't matter. Um, what? So, yeah, I've talked about the games, I've talked about actual events that have taken place that I feel like needed my attention. And I even talked about my work day a little bit. Not too much of it because something did happen that I'm not able to talk about. Because that would involve compromisation of a of an incident that happened at my workplace, and I don't want to do that. Um, so I'm trying to think about what else to talk about here. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I did surpass 550 subscribers. I am very surprised by that. As a matter of fact, I want to be saying that every time, no matter what happens. I'll be saying that every time I surpass a big number. I've said it when I surpassed 200, 300. The first time I said that was when I surpassed 300 subscribers, and I've been saying it just about every 50 subscribers milestone ever. So yeah, hey Three Sosa, how you doing today? Uh, and then I looked at my latest stream of Mario Party, and that whole thing actually very much surprised me. Currently, I'm looking at it. This stream, when I first looked at it, it had when I last looked at the number, and I'm looking at it what it's saying right now. I had 224 total views. I surpassed 10 viewers at one point at the second half of the stream, and now this stream is at nearly 300 views. Holy crap! That's to say, look at if I'm looking at my first Pokemon Violet episode 1, that one has 135 views on it. That's crazy, I'm telling you. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I need to get back to the Star Fox now that I think about it. I haven't even gotten back to it yet. But yeah. Um, yeah, I would say right now, currently, I'm enjoying the games that I've been playing for the last month. I don't know if I'm going to be adding anybody or anything to, I don't know if I'm going to be adding anybody, like any new games for December, because there's probably like one or two games that I've announced in November that I haven't done yet. And I know that Alan Wake is one of them, but I do plan on doing that before the month is out. But I had to wait because I wanted to finish The Walking Dead season 1, the Walking Dead, Telltale's The Walking Dead season 1 first before I went to Alan Wake. And I'll probably wait a few months before I do season 2. Or actually, no. There's a special episode of season 1 that came out in between that. But yeah, that's good. Oh man, that's some good. That's such good pop. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh yeah, that reminded me. I did want to talk about that too. I actually just looked up this other phone that belongs to a family member, but I have my YouTube added to it for a reason. Uh, yeah, so there was an incident that happened in Azalea's stream today that I wanted to talk about, okay? And there's a reason why I want to talk about it. So many things happen at other people's streams that make me want to talk about it sometimes. But what happened in this one? So there was a person, it was either a bot or a troll, one of the two. And what happened was, this was in the middle of Azalea's stream, and I just seen it as I was returning from coming home from work. So I seen that. So I know it wasn't Azalea because she was playing the game at the time of it happening. Yeah, we can't really see what she's doing behind her VTuber model, I get it, but I'm pretty sure she would not make a spoof account just for, for attention. I don't think she's that type of person. So what happened was this person made an Azalea 22 impersonation account, or a bot, one of the two, whatever. And it said Azalea 22 OnlyFans, and she instantly knew, yeah, something's not right about this. And everybody in the chat, everybody that caught the account name, basically was saying, yeah, that's not good. That is not kid friendly. If you don't know what OnlyFans is, it is an adult thing. Don't look it up if you're a kid. Okay, I'm just saying right now, don't look it up. And you know what's real? And I found this really hilarious. What I'm about to say, I found really hilarious. It's one thing to subscribe to the person you're imitating. It's crazy when you think it's a good idea to subscribe to however many people at the time that was watching this along with her. Yes, I am not kidding. I did, in fact, get a notification that said that this spoof account right here, and I have since reported it, actually subscribed to me. I have since I have since reported that account because ain't nobody gonna get away with imitating one of my online friends. Yeah, it's just so funny to me how that happened. Because what do people expect to gain from doing something like this? Outside of, I want attention! Yeah! Yeah, all they wanted for Christmas was some little bit of attention seeking. That's all they wanted. But yeah, that was probably the funniest thing that happened today to me. I actually was laughing about it because I'm just like, yeah, ain't no way in the world is a kid-friendly YouTuber who isn't as kid-friendly but still has a moral compass outside of her kid-friendly streams is gonna stoop to such a low level that she's gonna make an OnlyFans. No way is that gonna happen. Not at all. Never gonna happen. Don't even ask. She's never gonna make one. Well, that is creepy and so bit. It is. Honestly, I was just looking at it like I personally found it funny how somebody would try to imitate another human. And the fact that Azalea just reached 10,000 subscribers recently, congratulations if she's watching this from the lurkers corner. Um, but what I honestly thought was really funny about it was like, what were they gonna gain from doing this? Did they really think even her moderators were gonna let that slide? No. No, they never will. They don't tolerate that kind of account name. Um, I just think it's in a dark humor sort of way. I found that account funny, but at the same time, kind of like how you had that one person. I forget the name of the individual, but I remember making a post when I was doing like the first or second episode of The Last of Us. Somebody made a post about basically talking about Ellie's feet. And for context, in this game, in the first Last of Us game, Ellie was 14. I honestly, and I won't deny it, I laughed. But it wasn't for the reasons that you think. I honestly only laughed at that moment because of the absurdity of the comment. And as soon as my stream ended and I stopped laughing about whatever I was laughing at the time, whether it was at that or something else, that's when I was like, okay, time to get serious. Get that boy out of my stream. And then I remember I took a picture of the post. I took a picture of the comment and I shared it with as many live streamers that were going on to my knowledge at the time. I sent it all to them. And I had two of them at least two of them post. I asked two of them to share with other people that I knew of that I didn't have that I didn't share DMs with. I sent it to Trap, Azalea, Light Gazer, Kever while he was on break, Ashley, aka Little Ball of Fun. Hey Penguin, how you doing tonight? Who else did I send it to? Towels, I think I sent it to him. Mr. Coconut, maybe. And I know I had Trap send the message to Trickster. And I had Little Ball of Fun send it to her loved one. I don't know how these two are how the two of them are who they are to each other, but I know they're in a relationship at the very least with her loved one in Shadowbones 14. Because honestly, that type of comment has no place in my stream. I've said this a few times now. things that that go against my moral compass. I do not condone any type of what's the word I'm looking for here? Nice to the 550 subscribers mark and can totally see the poke to that 1,000 mark by the time summer starts. I appreciate the enthusiasm, Penguin. But realistically, if I actually make it to 1K by next summer, I will be amazed. There is something I actually was thinking about doing too, but I'll talk about that near the end of the stream. But yeah, I don't condone any type of derogatory remarks toward anybody, regardless of whether one to the other, regardless if one that the comment is being aimed at is like any type of gender, like if it's like, so basically if it is toxic, if it's like misogynistic, negative feminist, and I would know the difference, racist, or homophobic, or in any other way, just basically disrespectful type of stuff, then that would be a no-no, because I don't want hate on my stream. I've said this before, and there was a pledge I even took where I said I wanted to make my streams a place where people can, just hang out and have a good time, and probably laugh at my pain whenever I go through some really bad stuff on stream when it comes to video games. And one of the recent rules that I made, because I know I talked about this person a lot, but this is relevant to the conversation. When I heard that Azalea was being hit on by, I want to say at least one or maybe by one person, I made the conscious decision to basically say we're not allowing no people getting hit on in the stream. That's all those types of hate as well. Everyone is human, and as much as we're free to say whatever we want, we are all also equal. Exactly. Basically, I follow the golden rule. Treat others how I would want to be treated. And how I do it is where I will treat somebody with respect, but if I see one person treating another person in a disrespectful manner, well, you reap what you sow, pretty much. That's how I am as an individual. Thank you, Grandpa Cratchit, for teaching me that life lesson, alongside safety first. But yeah, I made it because of that incident, and I talked about it with a few of her moderators after that. I made it a rule basically saying how nobody is to be hit on publicly, especially if the person who's getting hit on is asking the person who's hitting on the individual to stop. If you're told to stop, and I find out who's doing the hitting on, I'll write the note, I'll type their name out, and if they continue to keep going with with what they're doing, then they're going to get a timeout, and if they still persist on doing that after they got punished for a timeout, then they're out of here. Because I have no time for people in that regard. And trust me, because I've been involved in the VTuber community here in the last month or two, you would be amazed at how many times I've heard of people talking about, showing pictures or talking about moments where they were being hit on by somebody in the most disrespectful way possible. And one time, the way this person said something really made me angry. I would say the other way, but I know YouTube would probably go off on me if I said it the other way. So I posted a thing on Twitter, and I said to all the guys who talk like this, Uh, how would you feel? Would you like it if somebody was to talk to you in that manner? If yes, why the fuck are you doing this to them if you don't like it? And if you said no, I'm calling you a liar because let's be honest here, nobody would want to be treated like that. Nobody would want to be treated like, in a disrespectful manner. But yet, for some reason, we have people in this world who want to treat others in a way where it's like, well, I don't want to be treated that way, but I'll treat other people that way. Freaking hypocrite. And in case anybody's wondering, hypocrite is not really a name calling if it's true. A hypocrite is basically. A hypocrite is not really a name call. A hypocrite is somebody who criticizes one person for doing something, but the person criticizing the other person does it themselves, but they somehow think it's okay. That is a hypocrite. It's not a name call. It's usually something that's the truth. I hate pop that has ice in it. Hold on a second. I remember coming out. Give me a minute. Okay, there we go. Family member coming from behind me, literally from this hall. There's a hallway right here where I'm pointing at, and they have to come behind me to get to the bedroom that's over on this side. Really, right through that room. So they have to go from over here to right over there, that very spot, right over there in that room, to get to the bedroom. So, anyway, what do I think? There's one thing that I'm noticing here. This year has gone by so quick. It's gone by so quickly. It only feels like yesterday that this year literally started. What the heck? That just dawned on me. It's dawned on me a few times over the last couple of weeks. I keep thinking like, man, this year's gone by so fast. Like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yes, I that's the whole thing. It always seems like yesterday we just celebrated Halloween. It feels like 2022 hasn't had a chance to try, dude. I think as somebody once put it, the days will look like they're going by faster the older you get. I'm starting to believe that. As we are slowly approaching not only Christmas, but my birthday is going to be coming up here shortly. It's not next month, I'll say that much. But it is coming soon. And oh my God, is that going to be a fun day for me. I don't know what I'm going to be doing on for my birthday. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a stream or if I like a gaming stream or something. I don't know. I'm also not sure because right now I don't know if I'm going to be working on that day because, excuse me, my work day is actually 4 weeks in advance. So it's got this week and then the next 3 weeks. And then when we get to the halfway mark of this week, this coming week, that's when they usually show the fourth week of work. So, yeah. Every other year felt like it took pretty long, yes, even last year, as bad as it was, but at the very least, whoever wanted to enjoy these days could do that. That's true. That's very true. I think the one problem that I had there were a few personal issues that took place this year that of course I'm not going to get too into, involving my personal life, but honestly, they were not as bad as they were last year. Last year was, honest to God truth, probably the worst year I've had in recent memory. Of course, I'm not going to get too into it because that's my personal life. And while I was comfortable talking about a few things, there are other things that I'm not too comfortable with talking about because, preconception of something that I did would involve people potentially coming up with a common misconception. Which, again, I'm not going to go too into because then that would involve conversing about my personal life, and I don't want to do that in regard to that because I'm trying to move on, but at the same time learn my lesson from it. You know what I mean? That's what So I think you guys can understand why I'm still too hesitant to talk about something that happened. Well, it would feel like relatively incident. I'll not disclose why I think 2020 was bad as well. I say that it's the worst year of my entire life for more reasons than one. Yeah, honestly, outside of my personal life, what made 2021 so bad was how it started. Regardless of who did it, or regardless of what groups did it, the January 6th insurrection in the Capitol was the worst thing that I have ever experienced, I've ever personally remembered, in my life. I even remember where I was at the day it happened, like, at the time of it taking place. And I was just so mad by it. I was just so pissed off. Seriously, I was so mad about it happening that I just didn't know what to think. I was like, I was really thinking, because I did know that Trump did and I know I don't talk about politics, but let me just put this out. Regardless of what side of the coin you're on, of whether Trump did do something involving it or not, let's just be honest here. The people that were involved in that insurrection deserve to get justice. Like, they deserve to have been punished, is what I mean to say. Because to attack your nation's capital because you're pissed off that your guy lost is the worst thing is the most sore loser thing you could ever do. I remember when Clinton supporters were pissed off at Trump winning the 2016 election. They were mad, yeah, but they never pulled that kind of thing. They never did. It's crazy. Uh, yeah, right? That's what it is. That's how it is with me. I agree with that wholeheartedly, Penguin. Um, yeah, say it may feel like the year for vengeance for some, including myself, but we're already in November and not much has happened because of how fast time passes. Well, the one thing about time that we have to understand is that, it takes time. It's not like nothing is going to be changed. Snap. I wish I could snap my fingers, but nothing is going to change at the snap of a finger. Snap of the fingers. It's going to take more time than we wish for it to do. We live in a day and age where we want everything to happen right then and there. We don't want to wait. We want it to happen immediately. Then we see things that happen that it's like, yeah, no, no, it's gonna happen when Father Time says it's gonna happen. That's what it feels like. Um, so yeah, that's another big thing. I would also say that these days people strive for going straight to the point. There were a few other things that caught my eye. This was a year of cancel. This was another point of a few times of cancel culture, and it was just so bad that I'm just like, oh my god, guys, just stop. Because we went from Lightgate, Lightgazer, what? Lightyear, the movie Lightyear, and the same-sex kiss scene that took place in the movie, to Ariel being black. Honestly, I feel like kids are being more adults than the adults themselves nowadays. Like, yeah, we still have our fair share of adults who actually are adults, but we also have our fair share of adults that are more acting like children. It's really stupid, really. I just can't I just find it so funny that people are gonna go on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, and complain about something that's not really gonna hurt anybody. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly, Phelan. Sounds funny and sad at the same time. Yes, it does. Because it's so ridiculous at how people are so butthurt about it. It's kind of like what I said with Jeff Dunham. There was one time a few months back. I can't find the post to know what I do remember what I said though, but there was a post that Jeff Dunham posted on his YouTube page. It was some sort of it was something. It was a post that had something like a Throwback Thursday post or whatever, and somebody was saying that because of his one of his characters, the older gentleman character known as Walter, how he cosplays as Biden because that's Jeff Dunham's thing. He likes to poke fun at politicians. Right now, because Biden is president, he's going to poke fun at Biden just like how he did with Trump. And I thought that was a fair trade, honestly. And I did enjoy some of his work as having Walter cosplay as Biden. I enjoyed those skits. But people were saying, well, he's speaking the truth when it comes to Biden. And I'm like, guys, the whole point of Jeff Dunham's comedy is that he is not here to speak quote unquote truth. He is supposed to be what a comedian is supposed to be, and that's being funny. When he came to Columbus, Ohio, I live about an hour away from there. When he came to Columbus, Ohio, um, for my birthday, my parents took me to see it for my birthday a couple of years back. I knew he was making jokes that right wingers would find hilarious. And so did my parents. And we're center left. My family and I are center left politically. And we found all these jokes that were aimed at the left were really funny because that's the one thing about Jeff Dunham. He pokes fun at both the left and the right because both sides of the political spectrum have made moments that are worthy of being poked fun at. When people poked fun at Nancy Pelosi for basically being a hypocrite and going to that salon at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, that was a moment worth joking about because honestly, who wouldn't like to make fun at somebody at their hypocrisy? Almost every time a politician opened their mouths and said something really stupid, who wouldn't want to poke fun at those moments? That's what Jeff Dunham does. It's to the point to where we don't know politically where he's at, but personally, I don't care. And as I said on a post I said earlier, if you are somehow offended at a comedian's jokes, either you have a right to be upset because to me I know a difference between a joke and just saying something ridiculously stupid and make it seem like a joke. Yeah, the majority part of the goes on to a younger and younger age, and science is still considered to be close to the end of the teenage life. But nowadays, it feels like our children are acting more mature than those who are supposed to be mature already. Yes, you would not believe how many Karen videos I've seen where the kids act like the adults, where they're just like, "Can you just stop acting like a child?" And the adults are like, rah, 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 someone is meeting your manager. I want this. I want that. Give me this. Just give me something to make me happy. And everybody around him's like, oh my god, just shut up. I still remember my first Karen story. My very first Karen interaction. I still consider this person a Karen. I was at work and I was on the clock when it happened. I was in the outside part of the store, at the register that's at that part of the store. I can talk about this because nothing criminal happened. Nothing criminally happened. That's why I couldn't talk about something earlier because something criminally happened. But with this story, what happened was an elderly woman who was probably, I guess, 50s or 60s if I had to guess. But still young enough, but still good, but still healthy enough to keep going, to keep kicking it. came to my area and she was like, I want you to call your manager because there's something that I want to get. This is her word. This is her words, not mine. I want to get something, but you have these gates blocking the way. And I'm not going to take too long. I just want the gates to be open so I can get what I need and get out. That's all she said to me. First time I ever had to deal with that. So what happened? So here's the thing. The reason why we have these gates for out in our store, in the store that I work, in the workplace that I'm employed at, was because what they do is like they'll use the gates. They use forklifts every so often for for a multitude of different reasons. But when they're using the forklift, they have to shut the aisles down. The aisle that the forklift is on, and then the aisle that the forklift is going to be pointed toward when it comes to trying to transport some sort of product from that aisle to somewhere else, or like up from where it's at to down, but to down lower. But they have to close off the side that the forklift is pointed at, the one that hooks to the pallet that's on the items. They have to do that so that way, if something were to happen to the product up on the top, that like to the product that they're transporting, if something happens, at least and it falls down, nobody would be on that side of the aisle that the forklift is pointing toward, and the driver is looking at, right? So, because if a customer got injured, we would be held by the forklift. We would be held liable for any injuries to the customer. That's why we do that. So that way, that's why we shut the aisles down with the gates. So that way nobody gets hurt. And even because honestly, I think this is probably the same. Like, of course, no business wants to, lose money due to damages. But honestly, I would rather lose money for damaged product than to injure anyone in any way. At least that's my take on it. Children are also a lot more aware of what's going on around them than even themselves and adults are. Again, it sounds funny and sad, but yet it's true. Oh yeah, I was actually thinking of something else that. So we're gonna be a little bit serious now, but there's something that I was thinking of. There was a Reddit video that I seen, talking about common misconceptions about men and women. The most ridiculous common misconceptions for each one. For a man, it's that he can't show emotions. There was a video that I made last year because of something that I thought was going on, something that I thought happened. Actually made me cry because I've known the person that it involved for years. And we're on again, off again friends as far as I know. I don't know what he's doing at this point. Because he took me off his PlayStation friends list again. I don't know what he's doing or why he did it. But I would not be surprised if he comes. I wouldn't say he comes crawling back because that's disrespectful to him. But I would say, like, if he just messaged me out of the blue, like literally out of the blue, and just told me what was going on, because he's done that the last 2 times, where he'll take me off his friends list, and then he'll message me randomly out of nowhere after I moved on from the incident, from him doing that, and he'll just randomly message me about what was going on and why he did it. And I'm just gonna be like, well, okay, all right. At least you told me something instead of keeping me in the dark. Even if it was, better late than never, right? But yeah, but yeah, actually, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find the video that I'm talking about. I'll actually play it. Everyone can get angry, sad, happy, etc. To be fair, that's in the different ways. But at the end of the day, no one should be holding their feelings, at least not long. Yeah, I agree with that. Let me see about something here. I'm gonna try to find this. Jeez, I've been watching way too many of those things. I believe. Oh wait, I already said that. If I can find it, I'll play the video because I want to see what everybody else thinks about it. Let's see. If anything holding it in for as much longer amount of time, it may end up with even more regrets than if expressed emotionally than right off the bat. Yeah, yeah. Where was it? Unless it was about a man, in which case I could relate to that, honestly. Man, what the heck? Oh, actually, that was the video I was looking at because I was watching a video of things in that regard. Let me see. I could have swore there was something else though. Let me see. Actually, no, I didn't. That would be the one that I'm talking about here. Have you ever experienced sexism as a man? That was a video I watched earlier, and some of the some of the things that were being talked about kind of rings true to me. And I've said it before. Adult men have, both men and women have to be careful in certain ways. But I feel like, personally for me, I feel like men have to be a bit more careful than women. Because men have always been perceived as the stronger type, and they cannot show any kind of emotion, otherwise they're weak in some way for some reason. Men have always been considered the monster, but women are always considered the victim in anything involving the two genders. Anything. Even if the woman was responsible for what happened, the man is is more or less the monster in the story. There are so many things that a woman could do or say to go against a man, and the man, like for an example, there was a story that I read one time about a man who was so mad about something that his old lady did, that he was actually thinking about divorcing her. The only thing that stopped him was she saying, was her saying, if you do this, I'm going to tell people that you, I can't really say what it is because YouTube serves a service, but let's just say it's something that nobody should ever go through. And I do mean nobody should ever go through. In a way where it's something that should be more pleasurable than traumatic. I'll say that. I'll just say it like that. But he didn't. But because of what she said she was going to do if he divorced her, he was kind of stuck with her through it, which is kind of messed up to me. Even if I gave you guys the vagueness of what I just said, and what she said, I don't think it doesn't take too much brainpower to know it's doing it. Yeah, that's straight up blackmail. It really is. There's another thing that I was noticing about men and women. There was a video that I seen a few years back where it was a social experiment that involved sexual harassment of the verbal type, not the physical type, but more verbal than physical. And what they did is where they did two scenarios. The first scenario was the man, was being harassed by a woman, and then the woman being harassed by the man. When the woman was being harassed, the people around him were poking fun at him because he didn't want to do what she wanted to do, right? She asked for his consent, and he said no, and people around him were like, bro, why ain't you doing it, man? Come on, do it. Come on, man. Have a good time doing it. Roles were reversed. All of a sudden, they're like, back up, back up. Hey, yo, man, back up, back up. Don't do... You better back up right now, man. Get away from her. It's a double standard that we as men, that again, we as men face. For women, people perceive women as somebody that women are perceived as, to make it fair for women, honestly, they're perceived as people who uh, are not as good as men. In the country where I live, things were even worse socially. For example, if the man is the one that gets abused, they want to denounce his partner to the police. He gets laughed at. Wow, that's messed up. But for the woman, to make it fair for them, the thing with them is that they are perceived as people, as the gender that are not as that can do things, but they're not as good as what men can do. And for a time in the United States, they were really just housewives. That's really what they were. They didn't really get any jobs, and if they did, they were still paid less than men anyway. Um, and 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 one guy actually said, and this is something that I was thinking about too the other day. I've seen episodes of shows where the man of the household actually says his wife is his property. And you know what I was thinking? Like, I was like, dude, let me ask you something, alright? And I'm saying this rhetorically. So I was thinking, dude, you do realize who brought you into this world, right? You say a woman is supposed to be property. Um, no, they are not, first of all. Second off, your mama brought you into this world. She could take you out if she wanted to. Because if in a sort of way, kids are in a sort of way property of parents, but if the parents mishandle the children way too much, they are sent to CPS, Child Protective Services. So basically, children are, they're not playthings, so to speak. They're things that, what did I miss? A Fire Beast, nothing too much. We're just having a bit of a serious discussion about things that popped in my head that I thought were interesting to talk, that I thought would be interesting to talk about. Right now we're talking about, we were in the middle of a conversation about misconception of, like, like the worst things about being a man, and I'm in the process of talking about the worst things of being a woman. Um, I just thought of something else. The worst thing that I've seen about a woman is how they get publicly hit on, regardless if if the woman is or is not taken. Regardless of her relationship status, she still gets hit on. I don't quite know why people feel like it is a good idea to hit on a woman, even if they don't know her. Because, honestly, it's one thing to try to hit on her if you're trying to, uh, it's one thing to try to, it's one thing to try to hit on somebody, uh, if you're trying to do something. But if you don't know who they are as a person, just don't do it. Just stop. Because it's not going to do any favors for anybody. You most of all. Um, when you're 18, you can move out. Yeah, when you're over 18, like, you can move out. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that it kind of goes. That's talking about I think he's talking about what I said earlier about how kids are kind of property of parents. So, but what I'm trying to get there is that for a number of kids, moms were part of their mom was part of their lives. All the interest of the child. That doesn't mean whatever the child wants. It's whatever the child really needs. Exactly, exactly. A child can get upset over not being able to get things that they want, Um, but they'll get over it eventually. The most important thing for a parent to give a child is a roof over their heads and food to feed them. That's the most important aspect of parents to children. And yeah, they can always, well, buy. Oh, okay. Uh, right straight to the point, Fire Beast. Alright, see you later. Uh, that just came out of the blue. He's like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with this. I might go back to some more fun talks later, but I just wanted to talk about this because it popped in my head. Um, the one thing that I'm busy today. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Either way, Fire Beast. Hope you have a good rest of your day. What? Let me see here. Uh, hmm. I think I pretty much talked about the. What else would there be one? Oh, particularly for both of them, the worst kinds of people on both genders. Outside of the violent criminals of both genders, Kens and Karens, because they are so unpredictable. You never know what they're going to do, and I mean that. You would be amazed at how many Kens and Karens are out there that have done some really crazy things to other people. From the small things, from the typical, I'm calling the police, get your manager and all that, to one person in particular. I consider this person a Karen. She, I kind of find this a bit funny. Bear with me here. But what happened was, she noticed that her ex-husband, boyfriend, whatever, but basically the father of her children, of their both parents being both of them being parents to some children, he pays child support to her to support her kids, right? Um, what she was trying to do was she caught wind. Little backstory. She caught wind of the fact that her husband, boyfriend, whatever he was to her. She caught wind that this man's business was doing pretty well, and it was making more money. She says it was 100K, but he said, let me correct her on that. It's actually 6K, right? Or not 6K. What am I talking about? 90K. There we go. He was paying 600. At that point, he was paying $600 in child support. The pay did increase, but apparently it wasn't to the woman's liking, because what she was thinking of was that she was going to be given a lot more money for child support than what she was initially given. It went from 600 to at least 1,000, I think, something like that. I don't know. But it was so low that she's like, wait, what? But Your Honor, I can't. Basically, excuses that Karens like to pull out of their bums. And that's what I found so hilarious about it, because it's like, just stop. Just take the result of this whole ordeal and just move on with your life. Just move on. Come on, jeez. I feel that way with so many people that it's not even funny. Like, they don't like, for an example, sports-wise. You wanna know how many times I've gone on social media and I see sore winners and losers on the social media, you know, talking all kinds of smack about something that happened. I'm just looking at it like, guys, it's just a game. I know that a number of games that are played involve a rivalry, but I'm still like, guys, it's just a game. Calm down. To all the sore winners, just be better people. And to all the sore losers, just pick yourself up. Just say good game and move on. if you have to. If all you're gonna say is just things that are not gonna help you out any, just stop. Just don't say anything if you're gonna be so butthurt that you have to say something on the social media that is disrespectful toward the other people, to the fans of the other side. And trust me, I was on Twitter today. There was a rivalry game that took place today in college football between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Michigan Wolverines. I am a Buckeye fan myself because my dad is a Buckeye fan because he went to Ohio State University when he was younger. And so many Michigan fanboys and girls went on Twitter to go absolutely insane over their victory. Dominant victory at that over the Buckeyes. I, of course, said, I'm going to be, because I'm a casual fan and I don't take football too seriously, I tip my OSU hat to you guys for for a dominant victory. Pretty much what I said. I said GG Wolves. GG to the Wolves. That's all I said. If I'm a traitor for that, because how dare I say both Michigan and congratulations to you guys. Y'all need anybody that gets offended over that. Y'all treating that crap like how the Wizarding World treats Voldemort in the Harry Potter series. You're like, what? I even had that happen to me actually a few years back. I wore a shirt, and this is what the shirt said. The shirt said, "This is Dick. Dick is a Michigan fan. Don't be a dick." Or don't be like Dick or something like that. This woman I was working with, right beside me, I was working in a factory at the time. She kept giving me the sideways look like, so I started taking notice of her looking at me like that, and I'm like, I started looking at her, and I'm like, can I help you? She looks at me, she just says, "You have their name on your shirt." And I'm like, "What, Michigan? Don't speak the name!" I'm like, man, with all due respect, if you want to say, you can say that team name however you want to say it. She says, "Well, I say it Michigan." I'm like, "Ma'am, if you want to say it as Michigan, I'll let you say it as Michigan. If I want to say it as Michigan, I will say Michigan." I don't know what happened after that. We talked a little bit more about people saying it like that. Like she even says, "Well, I say it Michigan up until November, then I say Michigan." I'm like, I just say it all together no matter what because I'm a casual football fan. I'm not the type. I wish I should have said that Voldemort line sooner. I'm gonna start saying it. I'm gonna be like, you see, I don't treat this like I don't treat Michigan saying the name Michigan and Ohio like how Wizarding World treats saying Voldemort in Harry Potter. I don't go like, "Oh, you said their name. What is wrong with you?" Because I'm too much of a casual fan to give a crap about things like that. I really am. I always have, always will. I want to fix that thing there so that way it's more with me. Oh man, I can't even tell. What time is it? I'm starting to get a little tired. What time is it right now? It is almost 1:30 in the morning. I should be going to bed soon because I gotta get up early in the morning. So, uh, so, I did want to talk about this real quick. We did, 19 a.m. eating my sandwich and drinking my yogurt. Who drinks yogurt? Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm pretty sure a number of people, use yogurt. But anyway, so I did want to talk real quick about something that I was thinking about doing. Next month, because I do pay rent here, but my dad is being lenient for next month because Christmas season is coming up. Next month, I'll be doing 2 giveaway streams. I'll be doing a giveaway for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet of the winner's a digital copy of the winner's choosing, because I for one cannot do physical mailings because I don't know how they work and I don't have a vehicle to do it with. So I'm sticking with the next best thing and doing digital code. So for anybody that wants to partake in it, if you have a Switch and you want either Pokemon Scarlet or Violet, all you have to do is be at the streams. I will say that I'm not going to be the type to say you have to like the stream, you have to subscribe to me to do it, because to me those are kind of cheap tactics to get easy subscribers. I'm not here to be easy. I do know that doing giveaway streams gives for easy viewers. I understand that. But at least I'm not trying to add any extra things to the stream to make my growth go by so much quicker. Because one thing I know is that people will subscribe. If I were to do that, people would subscribe, but a good number of those same people would probably unsubscribe because they got mad that they lost. That's why I chose not to make it to where people have to be subscribed to me, because I know that would happen. So how the contest would go. I know what days I'm going to do them on, by the way. But we'll get to those days when we'll get to that week, those weeks when I get to them. For so how it's going to be is where if anybody wants to partake in it, I might do something. I don't know. I might need some help with some people to do it. Like with it. Um, but what I'm thinking of doing is basically whoever wins the giveaways can tell me one way or the other which copy of the game they want. Pokemon Scarlet or Pokemon Violet. I've seen more Violets than Scarlets, so I would not really be surprised if at least one of those two say Violet. But either way, it's a new game that's coming out, so I'm thinking about doing it that way. That is kind of a thank you to everybody who has helped me along the way, because I started out this year with I want to say 200, somewhere between 250 to 300 subscribers this year alone, and I've had some help from a few people that I'm not even going to deny them doing that. So yeah, I'm very thankful to everybody that helped me get to this point of 550 subscribers. Even if you guys just did it, I'm still thankful for it. Right now, I am thinking of going for a raid. Let's see who we got. Of course, we got so many people that are, of course, we got so many people that are live streaming, the new Dead Space 2. I have Dead Space 1, but not Dead Space 2. Is there anybody else playing a game that I didn't we could stream? They're playing God of War Ragnarok. Somebody's playing Pokemon Scarlet. You have Zelda 2. You have a Q&A thing going on. Playing Pokemon Scarlet. He's yet to go live. Somebody playing Monster Hunter Rise, but I feel like that's a new name there. Got somebody playing Pokemon Violet. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. Somebody's playing Pokemon Violet, Pokemon Scarlet, Violet. Pokemon Violet. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna raid this person because I haven't raided him in a while. Yeah, we're gonna raid this individual here. We are gonna be raiding Kever M, who is playing uh Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Almost said Smash Brothers Brawl, but he is playing Smash Brothers Ultimate. Uh, I'm gonna go. You're more of a Scarlet fan. Wait, hold on. I didn't see that. I did not see these posts because I was focused on my phone. Let me see these chats. I guess more people go with Violet because of its features, exciting while Scarlet is more focused on the past. I went for Scarlet, or not Scarlet. I went for Violet because, dude, the evolution, the evolved Pokemon, like the Pokemon on the cover, sold me. And then when I seen what it looked like at the motorbike, like the bike form of it, I was like, holy crap, this is really cool. And more of a Scarlet fan. I like the Scarlet one, but I like the Violet one more. But anyway, so we are going to raid Cover M, playing Smash Brothers Ultimate. This is the link target, but before we go, let me put the raid hashtag into it. So how a raid works, for those who don't know how it works, is that hashtag that I just put down. You go to that link, you put that hashtag in the comment section of it, and this is a way to introduce viewers to a person they more than likely never heard of. But even if they did hear of it, I still show support for that person. But the only thing that I ask is that you be there for at least 5 minutes. You don't have to, you don't have to like or subscribe to the channel, but it is appreciated from it is appreciated from them if you decide to do so. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead end the stream and come back when the raid is starting. Perfect time for me. Hey Zelda, welcome back. You actually missed some serious conversations as well as a special announcement of a giveaway that I'm doing. But it's gonna be in the VOD at the very end of the stream if you want to see it later. When the VOD is uploaded onto YouTube. But for right now, I'm going to end the stream. I will be over at Kever's in a moment. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I will see you guys tomorrow night. I will be going live with Alan Wake tomorrow night. I promise that it will happen. I don't know when, but it will happen before the day is out from tomorrow to the day after. It's going to happen. Just believe me on that one. With that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this little chill stream, even though it kind of was also part of a let's be serious type of thing that I used to do. But with that all being said, hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and I will see you all tomorrow night as I play Alan Wake. If you guys want to be there and watch me play that game for 2 to 3 hours, because I know it's going to probably take me that long to do it. But anyway, hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you all tomorrow night. Until then, this is Forrest Walpole, signing off.